What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and as you can see and hear, I'm in a village right now. There are a bunch of obnoxious villagers right here, and over here is an ominous looming skyscraper in the background, and that skyscraper is going to be the subject of this video. This is going to be a tour slash showcase of what is the start of a new map that I'm going to be working on. This is a Cyberpunk slash future noir style map that is going to be replacing my Titan City project as the main project I'm working on. This is going to be the centerpiece. It's a 33-story multi-use government building. It's not finished yet, but I think I got enough finished to warrant a video on it, and since I haven't been making videos regularly, I thought I would update you guys with what I have been working on, and mostly it's been this building right here. And yeah, I'll show you some instances as to why it isn't finished. For one, there isn't really any furnishing in it yet. There is some interior work though, such as like lighting in rooms and whatnot, and bathrooms, but no real furnishing yet. Also, these random holes right here, these are going to be pedestrian bridges that will go across streets to surrounding buildings once they're built. So I didn't do this on accident. This is purposely like this. There isn't going to be just some random portal that leads to a deadly drop in the finished product. Also, as you'll see when I go in here, this is the entrance to the building, or one of the 4 entrances to the building. Things are pretty sparse inside. I'm thinking of putting some like shops here, like basically the same thing in here that I did outside. I'll show you what I did outside. Basically outside there's this like perimeter of shop spaces, so like little rooms like this people can put shops in so that people on the street can come in and go shopping. A lot of buildings are like this, especially in like New York and whatnot. And I was thinking of doing the same thing on the inside over here. So like, oops, can't close that door for some reason. Like in these corners, building these walls out until they meet, and then putting shops in this area. I was thinking about doing something like that. Also just adding, like I said, furnishing and whatnot to make this look pretty. Another thing is there's a underground to this map. There's 24 blocks of underground, I think. So as you'll see in a second, we're now subterranean, and we have this huge space that you probably can't even see that well. This is going to be obviously built into multiple floors. There's going to be a subway station, underground rail station here, and this is going to overall be like a habitable space and not just some giant empty husk. But I haven't planned a rail system yet, so I'm leaving this to be worked on later. So that's another big unfinished part of this building. There's also some floors upstairs that haven't really been lit yet or furnished yet. Like no wall plan has been made yet for some of the floors up at the top of the building, which I'm going to go to right now. So, like I said, it's 33 stories high, has a 4-story kind of base area, and then the main floor plan is like the rest of the 33 stories, or it goes up to like 20-something stories, and it starts kind of doing the step effect right there up to the very top, where there is a parking lot for flying cars, because like I said, this is a Cyberpunk style map. There are flying cars in the future. And for those of you who don't really know what Cyberpunk is or aren't really interested, or I guess if you're not interested, you don't want to hear about it, but if you don't know what it is, it's basically the future. It's like a vision of the future where technology is advanced, but political and social problems haven't, and things are very dilapidated. There's income inequality and social inequality, and we have flying cars and androids and whatnot, but things are very kind of bleak and cluttered, and everything kind of has this grime to it. There's a lot of utilitarian and like repurposing kind of built into the aesthetic of cyberpunk and future noir. If you want to know what it is, just watch the first Blade Runner movie, and it'll give you a good sense. Like that world building, the world building in that movie will give you a good sense of the cyberpunk aesthetic and the future noir aesthetic. But anyway, this building has a total of 3 kind of areas for parking flying cars. This is the very top of the building. These are supposed to be parking spots for the cars, and there's a total of 16, 4, 8, 12, 16 parking spots on the roof. This is the control area for all 3 of the parking bays, including this one and then the 2 below it, which I'll show you in a second. Again, this is one of the upper floors that hasn't really been furnished or anything. Here's the core of the building. These 2 kind of blocks right here are actually the stairwell, which is how you get up and down the building. There's no other elevators or anything like that. It's just stairs. And in this would be the control room, air traffic control for cars coming in and out of the building. I haven't put any like consoles or like chairs or anything in here yet, but I will. And I don't think I mentioned this. I'm going to be making a custom texture pack for this map. So if it looks too clean to be a cyberpunk building, don't worry. I'll be making a kind of gritty texture pack for this whole map, and it'll definitely change the look of this building. Over here you have solar panels that run on all 4 of these kind of hallways that jut out of the building. So this is eco-friendly building, I guess, even in the cyberpunk dystopian world that it is going to inhabit. You go down here. This is just like an open area for people who've just parked their car and want to get into the building. This is like a kind of hub area. There's an open roof that overlooks or underlooks the huge kind of accents. These kind of pointed, they almost look like ears depending on which direction you're looking at the building. And yeah, so just come down here from there, and then down here I'll show you some of the unfinished floors. This one obviously doesn't have anything in it yet. The next floor is a little more finished. It does have like a hallway area that's kind of cool looking. And these floors are dark kind of by design. Another kind of staple of the cyberpunk aesthetic is very kind of sparse lighting and like dusty, kind of dingy, claustrophobic settings. So I kept these dark for a reason, and used like this kind of half slab over sea lantern lighting that kind of gives this cool glowing but very ambient light effect. Yeah. Down here, these are just normal floors. Let me open the door. These are the bathrooms. I love these. I don't know what these blocks are called, but they make really good siding for bathrooms and whatnot. Got your toilets, got your sinks, you got your your hand dryer, a little button for the hand dryer. This is a urinal, but you can't really see it because it's dark and spooky. This is like the main area. Over here, again, very sparsely lit. No furnishing yet. There's sheep everywhere. I accidentally copied a sheep on every floor. Not as like a nod to Philip K. Dick or anything. I accidentally just copied a sheep on every floor. And forgot to kill them all before making this video. Same thing. So these floors are pretty much the same. Bathrooms, whatnot. Only this side of the building has bathrooms. The other side does not. It just has a much more open area. So I'll show you. Notice how there isn't a door there. Hi, sheep. It just has this open area right here instead of the bathroom. Yep, I know. Kind of overhead lighting looks pretty cool. This is like the most well-lit part of the building. These hallways are the most lit. That and the stairwells with like the sea lantern. I pretty much lit this exclusively with sea lanterns and that weird rod thing. What is it called? The end rod is what I used. I won't show you the same floor over and over again. Let's go down to a different floor. Different looking floor, that is. But I'm pretty sure most of these look the same. Oh wait, what's this? Okay, this is the other parking bay or the second parking bay. So midway through the building we have this parking bay. There's another one below this one. So people fly in through this door, and these are the parking spaces. There's a total of 6 here, 6 there, 6, 12, 18, so there's 24 parking spaces here. They're letter coordinated, so this is parking bay H, this is parking bay G, G, H, I, and J, or F, oops, sorry, F, I, J, and K. Or, wait, how did I do this? I don't even know my alphabet. So F, G, H, I, sorry. So parking bay G, parking bay F, and parking bay I. So the ones on top don't have letters coordinated to them. Those are just the roof parking spots. But as you'll see below, this one is A, B, C, and D. So, yeah. Parking bay A, D, it's probably C, and B. Pretty cool. So you have these areas right here, pretty open and airy. I also really like the bone block. It kind of already has this kind of gritty, but kind of sanitary texture to it. I like it. This goes down to the floor below, which again kind of shows you which bay you're going to as you walk out of the core of the building. So you can get to the drive bay either up another floor or down here, and then you can just walk up these steps. So pretty open-ended. I don't think these rooms are any different really. I'm actually not sure what these rooms, yeah, these rooms aren't really any different. And again, no furnishing. I'm going to put some like office kind of furniture and whatnot inside of those spaces, and these hallways are going to be left pretty much how they are. So down here are the fancy rooms. So you can see there's this really fancy kind of block, and again I forget what these are called. I used the terracotta, the gray, light gray glazed terracotta block for these floors, and polished granite, I think. Has slightly fancier floors, but again the same general layout, same bathrooms and whatnot. As you can see, this is the side that doesn't have the bathrooms. But there's 2 bathrooms at least on every floor, except for a couple floors, like at the very top, don't have any bathrooms. But all these floors do, all the general floors do. Because people gotta, even in the future, you have to use the bathroom, unless you're an android. In which case, maybe you do need to use the restroom. I don't think they ever clarified that. There's these kind of cool red carpets. That doesn't have the red carpet here because this isn't centered on this side, or on these 2 sides, so over here it's not centered either. But I did put a red carpet where it was centered, which is these 2 sides right here. Yeah. Kind of schmaltzy looking. Again, that's like another kind of staple of Blade Runner, especially like in the scenes where they're at the Tyrell Corporation, the people who make the replicants, which are like the humanoid androids that are indistinguishable from humans, except that they don't have any real emotional responses. Or at least that's how it is in the book. They don't have any emotions. In the movie, they do have emotions, but in the book, they don't. the Tyrell Corporation interior is very kind of lavish and like still cluttered to an extent, but kind of has like these schmaltzy like textures and whatnot. If I wanted to like mimic the Tyrell Corporation interior, I would have used like chiseled sandstone instead of the granite. But anyway, let's keep going down. These are the same rooms. I'm just going over the same rooms again. I'm going to grab some of this and place it. Oh wait, yeah, alright, cool. So, that's pretty much it for the interior. Here's the other drive bay, which I already showed you. Has all these kind of hazard indicators for people flying in so they don't fly into the wrong place in the building. Has this cool kind of outlook area where you can walk down, kind of overlook things. There's the village that I started out in. Here's the top of the building. Still, I'm gonna add like a lot of like little details that I haven't really started to put in yet. Kind of started to put them in with these end rods here, and like especially on the very top of the building with all like the kind of comms and whatnot, and the equipment at the very top of the like control center, or the air traffic control like floor. This is going to be kind of like an open pseudo outdoor terrace area. Not sure what I was going to put in here. I was originally going to put like a train station, or like a rail, like above ground rail coming into the building, but I think a pedestrian bridge would make more sense. And I was going to originally have this like kind of pseudo outdoor area be up here and kind of act as like a train terminal almost. But I thought it wouldn't make sense. I couldn't build rails through the core of the building, and rather than having them kind of go diagonally off, I'm just going to put a pedestrian bridge here. And this is just going to be an outdoor area for people to have lunch or something. I already showed you guys the shops, or what are going to be the shops. Again, no furnishing. Showed you the indoor area, or the lobby area, sorry. And how stores are going to go here as well. Again, the terracotta glazed blocks I used down here as well. Kind of tried to keep the lighting to a minimal, but I also didn't want it to be like ridiculously dark. There's going to be like a help desk here, furnishing everywhere. Probably going to change up these kind of entrance portal ways. This is just storage under here, under the steps. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh yeah, this is a store. That made a spooky noise. But yeah. Oh, I thought that was a zombie. This is on peaceful, by the way, and creative, so even if it wasn't, I wouldn't die. But yep, I'll just do another quick pan around of the exterior of the building. Pretty cool, I guess. So expect more Cyberpunk future noir-esque builds in the future. I really enjoy kind of building this style of building. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. This is a relatively short video, I think. So other than that, this has been Colonial Puppet. I'll release the next episode of the Let's Build a Stadium series soon. And yeah, have a good day. Let me end on a cool kind of view of this building, like looking down. So yep, this has been Colonial Puppet. Have a good day.